Hey guys, Pretzel here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I will be reviewing the S.H Monsterarts Kong 2021. Jumping right into it, so far this figure is fantastic. And the reason why I say so far is because a common thing with action figures, especially S.H Monsterarts figures, is that during the recording of the review or after the recording of the review, an issue that I didn't have with the figure before then decides to want to pop up. So that is why I'm saying so far and not just concluding that it's a fantastic figure. Or I may accidentally break something, but that just means the figure's fragile. Either way, it's the figure's fault, not mine. But first, we are going to talk about the sculpt. Well, actually, first I'm going to get Kong into a better pose than what I had him before. There we go. And there are some issues I do have with the figure. One that you may notice right away. Okay, I think that's fine. But first we are going to talk about the sculpt. The sculpt is pretty tricky because, well, it is inaccurate to the Kong 2021 design, but there is a reason behind this. But I knew as soon as I seen this figure that something was off. I knew there was something that wasn't accurate, but I wasn't sure what it was. I wasn't sure if the first sculpting was weird or, what it was. Obviously, I knew there was something up with the roaring head sculpt, because that does not look accurate at all. But we'll get more into that here in a second. And the reason behind the inaccuracy, but this is just what I've heard, I don't know if this is 100% true, but the reason is that instead of sculpting it from the Kong 2021 render, they sculpted it from the skeleton of an ape or multiple apes. I don't know if they've used maybe only a gorilla, or maybe they use all sorts of apes. I don't know exactly, but all I know is that they sculpted it over at least the skeleton of at least one ape. So that is why it looks why it's inaccurate. And then afterwards they added the features from Kong 2021's design, like the scars and the beard and all that other kind of stuff. And maybe the eye color. I don't know if the eye color is accurate. But that is the reason behind why it is inaccurate. And I don't have an issue with it being inaccurate, because I can tell that it's Kong 2021, or just Kong in general. But the one thing I do have an issue with in the sculpting is the roaring head. I do not like the roaring head. I just feel like the jaw should be a little bit moved up. It just looks like Kong has an underbite, or maybe the beard should be at a different angle, it should be turned kind of like at an angle of how the bottom jaw is, something like that. I mean, from a front side it doesn't look too bad, but from a side view it looks pretty stinky. But that is just my opinion on that. But, overall, I feel like it's kind of like a situation with what they did with the S.H Monsterarts Godzilla 2000, because that figure, instead of being sculpted on the actual suit design, that is sculpted on the concept art of Godzilla 2000. So this is kind of like a similar situation. But the paint for the figure, I don't know. I don't think it's hard to mess up a paint on a Kong figure, because it's really just a really dark brown with a lighter brown dry brush. Obviously you have to get the scars, well, if that's even painted. That could just be computer added on and whatnot. But the paint is pretty nice. I do like the paint, but I'm just saying that I don't think it would really be that hard to do. But on this roaring head, you do have the paint on the teeth and in the mouth, which is done fairly well, I will say. And they also got like inside the mouth and whatnot. Let's see if I can get the lighting over here so you guys can see inside the mouth. That's as best as it's gonna get. But yeah. But another thing with the painting that I don't like, which I'm not sure really if it's because of the paint or not, I don't know if that's like part of the sculpt, but I'm pretty sure it's the paint, is the eyes. The eyes are just super dark. Like, you can barely see them. I mean, obviously, if you don't have the light on him, he doesn't look like he is in the eyes. So yeah, I don't really like that. And then I'm not sure if that's because of the how dark the skin is, or if it has something to do with the eyes. I mean, it's not really that big of an issue, but I don't know. It's just sometimes, like in photos and whatnot, it looks a bit odd. But the paint on the hands looks nice as well. And especially the axe looks pretty nice as well. But I'll get more into those later in the video when I talk about the accessories. Which is now, because I just realized I finished talking about the paint. Well, actually, I guess I can look at the eyes up on the regular head sculpt. Yeah, you can see how dark they are until you shine them in the light. But I don't even know if that's accurate to Kong's eye color in the movie. I would imagine it is, but I can't say it for sure. And the scars look nice. Yeah. But yeah, the accessories we're going to talk about now. First, we are going to go over the hands, because I want to save the best for last. First we have is the pair of gripping hands that you can see here. The pair of fisted hands aren't accessories. Those are the pair that come on the figure, so I'm not going to count those as accessories, obviously. But these are obviously for the axe, so you can have Kong holding the axe in either the right hand or the left hand, which I will demonstrate. And the thing I like about this figure is the hands and the head are very easy to pop on and off. Gotta make sure I select the right hand here. There we go. Much more easier. And then you can obviously put the axe in the hand, but I'm not going to do that now because that would just waste time. Move Kong over here. And then we have the crawling hands, so you can get Kong to go on all fours, which I didn't really mess around with too much, but I did try to get Kong into a pose where he was on fours and holding the axe, though I guess that would be him on all threes, but either way, you can get Kong to go on fours, and I'm going to try and demonstrate that here. And here we go. Not a very good presentation or whatever you call that, but you get the idea that you can get Kong on his fours, but the head doesn't really go up too far without it popping off, so yeah, see. But I'll keep that off because I'm going to put the roaring head on. There we go. And then, as you can also see, I put on the relaxed hands, or whatever you want to call them. Actually, I'll move Kong over a little bit. There you go. Which looks very nice. I do This is actually my first time putting on the relaxed hands, so you can get an idea of how those look on Kong. And then we also have the roaring head, which again, I don't like from this angle, but I don't mind it from this angle, so it is very nice. But I'm going to move Kong out of the way here for a second, because we have the best accessory of the figure, which is the axe, which looks fantastic. I really like the way this axe looks. It's a bit weird on the bottom with this like black, brownish, whatever scraping that's going on here. I'm not sure if that's like part of the actual axe or if that's just like a mistake or anything. I mean, it don't really bother me too much, but I mean, from the lighter color then going to this weird dark color, it just looks out of place. But either way, it does look very nice. I also am not really a huge fan of the blue that is on the axe. I feel like that could have been done better. But I mean, it still looks pretty nice. I wish they would have came with like a different piece that you can take off, like separate it to like right here, so you can pop this part off and have like an uncharged version and then this version, which is obviously the charged version. I think that would have been pretty cool. But either way, it is still pretty cool. Way more better than the Playmates Kong Battle Axe. So that is a very big thumbs up for me. Also, a complaint that I have is I think the dorsal fin part of the axe is pretty thin. Like, I think it should be at least thicker around the midsection of the dorsal fin. But this could be at least like the top part of a bigger Godzilla's dorsal fin, so that's why it's pretty thin, because it's like the top part of it. I mean, I guess that really wouldn't really make sense, but just for example here, because we have Godzilla 2019, is that you can see that Godzilla's dorsal fins are pretty thick, so you would have thought that this would be at least a little thick, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. But next, we are going to talk about the articulation. I'm going to quickly swap the regular head, but I'm going to keep the relaxed hands on because why not? I'm going to focus here. I'm going to have to get... Whoa, don't mess anything up. I'm going to have to get closer so I can do this without hopefully messing anything up. But you can get the head to look up about that far. Oh, I guess that's how you do that. You just got to be careful, because I guess that joint is a bit stiff then. But I did heat it up, so I don't know. And also the neck joint is also coming into play there, because you can also get Kong to kind of look down. And you can also, or the neck part of the figure will come off. Yeah, get that on. And you can also get Kong to kind of turn his head. This is... I'm going to have to stand up. Get out of my way! You can also get Kong's head to turn like that with the neck, which is very nice. And then the neck piece will come off again, because I'm being a little bit aggressive with it. But that's only because I don't have the greatest be able to demonstrate, because I have to bend over. So I'm trying the best I can here. But you can lift the arms up about that far. They don't go perfectly straight up, but it's pretty good. And then you can get the arms to bend a little bit over, well, definitely over 90 degrees, but I'm not really sure where that would be. But you can get Kong to kind of touch his chest, but he won't really be all the way there, which is fine. And then you can get Kong to also lift his hand up, so you can be like, "Hey, how you doing? Pass me the ball," or I don't know, something like that. And you can also get Kong's wrist to do such. And also a thing that I like with the Sculpt is that they have, where is it at? Oh, right here. They have this little like shapes within the Sculpt, so you can get some better movement, which I think is nice. They also do that right here as well with the elbow, so you can move the elbow, which is nice. And then we have right here the chest, which provides a little bit of back and forth movement, or side to side, not back and forth. But it also helps with Kong looking up and a little bit of Kong looking down. And then we have this right here, that side to side. I think you can get them to turn all the way around, but I'm not gonna really do that. And then that also helps Kong look up and look down to, well, mainly get him into his on all fours state. And then right here you also have side to side movement and a little bit of up and down to get him to look up and down. And then this is where we come to the issue part of the figure, and that is because my right leg is very loose. Well, not very loose, but I mean it is loose, but I don't know if it's very loose. I can't really compare the level of looseness, I guess, but it is, either way, it's loose. So that is a bit of an issue with trying to get him to stand and all that kind of stuff. And also the left leg isn't like, because you can see how this one is kind of like straight and this one is at an angle, and I can't get it to go at an angle, and every time I try it's like this part of the leg pops off, so there's nothing really I can do about that. But you can get the leg to bend at a pretty decent amount like that. Well, besides when the leg decides to pop off, I'm actually going to leave that off because I don't want to waste any time trying to get that back on. But it's not that's going to be anything difficult. And then you also have, you can twist and turn it like that to get different angles. And then you also have these points of articulation to get better movement on the feet. And then you also have a midfoot articulation, not necessarily toe, but you can still do some articulation with the foot there, which is nice. But now I'm gonna try get this leg back on, so I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, I have returned for the 5 minutes of trying to get the leg back on because I ended up having a bit more issues, and I can't even get it. Stand, will you please? Thank you. And of course, you're not even in the right position. There we go. Oh, I'm sweating. Anyways, so the articulation is very well, though as you can tell there are some minor issues that you can have with the articulation. Though, to be fair, it is pretty hot in this room, and it's summer, so like it kind of makes sense that the joints are a bit more looser than they may be in colder weather, I guess you could say. But I mean, I don't have an issue with the articulation. I mean, if the joints pop off continuously, like very easily, then that will frustrate me. But as long as they don't break, I think I'll be fine. I mean, unless I lose my sanity, but who knows? But next, we have some comparisons. First, we're going to be comparing the S.H Monsterarts Kong, move you over, to the NECA Kong just NECA Kong, which he doesn't even fit in the he doesn't even fit in the camera. So this is a pretty rough comparison between the S.H Monsterarts Kong 2021 and the NECA original King Kong. And as you can see, the NECA Kong pretty much dwarfs the S.H Monsterarts Kong, which I also want to mention I was unable to get my hands on the NECA Ultimate Kong, which was one of the plans that I had this summer, but oh well. So moving on to the next comparison, you gotta compare it to a Mechagodzilla. So here we have the, and there goes a missile, the third-party Ready Player One Mechagodzilla, which is bigger than the recording screen, which is fun. I didn't really plan out the comparisons too well, but either way, you can tell that the Mechagodzilla is taller than Kong, so a pretty good height size, I think, you know, for Mechagodzilla to be like the big bad and whatnot. But obviously this isn't the Mechagodzilla 2021, so, but you can still use it if you would like to. So moving that one out of the way, lastly we have the comparison with none other the S.H Monsterarts Godzilla 2019, which is, you know, basically the same exact design as the 2021, but besides the additional S.H Monsterarts Godzilla 2014 tail that I have on this figure, because 2019 tail sucks. But as you can see, Godzilla is taller than Kong, which is accurate to the movie, which is thumbs up for me. I am very excited to do some stuff with both of these figures, you know, photos, stop motions, all that sorts of stuff. So that is going to be very fun. But this figure is definitely worth it, especially for the price of $68, which is the price that I got the figure for when it was available. I don't know if it's available anywhere else at the moment, but if it is available again anytime soon, I would 100% recommend it, because that kind of price for an S.H Monsterarts figure that comes with a ton of accessories, that's definitely worth it in my books, especially since it's a really great figure, minus the few issues with parts popping off. But that might just only be for mine. People might not have any issues with theirs. It's always a 50-50 chance with S.H Monsterarts figures, but this is definitely a chance that I would 100% go with, but that all depends if you are able to find it at a good price, because I don't know if it is available anywhere else. I personally got mine from Amazon, which is why it took forever for me to get mine, because Amazon decided to take forever to ship it, or however that worked. Maybe Bluefin or whoever sent it to Amazon took forever to send it to them, and that's why Amazon took forever to send it to me. Definitely one of the two situations. But that is why I am going to stop buying S.H Monsterarts figures from Amazon. I mean, if I can get it at the correct time as everywhere else, then I will definitely get it from Amazon. But if not, then I will have to get it from somewhere else. And I think I'm trusting Ignite Media, because I think that is the best choice out of everything else. If not that, probably Big Bad Toy Store or somewhere else. Well, that's going to do it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely a long review, but obviously with my editing skills, and some things are going to be edited out, so the video will hopefully be maybe around 20 minutes, because currently right now it's like 33 minutes in the recording. So hopefully that works out all good. It'll probably end up being like 25 minutes, but who knows. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.